I forgot you're an old man.
Well, Analogy is a really old name. You should know that. There's
That's
like
true.
no kids your age named Analogy.
I mean, Artosis is a pretty old name too, though.
That's true.
I don't know which is older, man. I don't know which is older. So our next map, actually,
I don't know which is older either, JP.
I don't either. No one can know. That's
I
just
just
a
don't know,
secret.
man.
It's a secret of the world. No one will figure it out. The next map will be Cloud Kingdom. You actually cast this a lot over the GSL. It was one of the first leagues to adopt this map.
Yeah.
In TVT, it's a very wide open map. That center ridge area, I would probably think is where a lot of Terrans will just camp out because it's very hard to push up the ramp.
Yeah.
What do you expect to see in this match?
I think it's just going to be positional battles. Unless MKP just rips him apart piece by piece again, it should be exactly what you said, positional battles, siege tanks and marines moving up and down, or even if someone goes mech, I mean, it's just going to be siege tanks moving up and down on the map, keeping high grounds, trying to find a way to go in, but between, the Zelnaga watchtowers, any Vikings flying around, Banshees flying around, scans, it's going to be hard for anyone to get in the right position.
All right. Well, I mean, last game, he denied Ganzi's natural till almost that attack at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, he dropped initially with the Hellions. He was not mining from it. And the funny thing is that he went command center first. So, and he never really was able to mine from it.
I wasn't able to do too much, man. It was kind of sad.
Yeah, and you just saw further and further, Marineking was able just to push his opponent out. So let me make sure both players are ready. Okay, they are. We'll just go ahead and start.
All right. I'm excited, JP. Of course, this is 3 full games. I keep on thinking, it's a best of 3. Can he close it now? No, it's not going to be close. Even if MKP wins, Ganzi has to play him again.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. So,
chain these kids to their keyboards, man. They can't get up. Ganzi after this game might be like, I don't want to play him again.
You wonder why players complain about their wrist. It's because they're handcuffed to the keyboard and mouse, man. Not because it hurts.
That's true.
We don't tell people about that.
No, it's against a lot of laws.
I need one of those Men in Black things to flash the stream now so no one remembers that I just said that so I can't get in trouble.
Just move the thing around real quick. This is a red command center. Maybe that'll work.
All right, guys, you've now forgotten that I've said that. Artosis, why don't you introduce our player?
All right, up here in the top right of Cloud Kingdom, probably the best player in the entire world. It is Marineking Prime. And down here in the bottom left, he was, just destroyed last game. It was really sad, actually. But he's still extremely good, and I expect him absolutely to make it out of this group. It is Ganzi.
All right, so what is Marineking up to here with the super early scout? I think he's going to go for a proxy.
Probably a Marauder pressure. And, this build is very good.
Right here?
Yeah, they always kind of put it up there.
Yeah, okay. So there is a lot of surface area up here. And should be adding the gas and just probably 1 or 2 supply if he is going for that.
He'll definitely do that very soon. But his opponent, Ganzi, actually going gas first here. So he might be extra low on Marines.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we want to take into consideration, if he goes for a quick add-on, if he's doing that really quick gas to maybe possibly get a super quick factory or a super quick Reaper, that's going to be terrible against a Marauder rush. Terrible, JP.
Terrible damage? Is that what you're saying?
The worst damage.
The worst damage. That's a new level of damage.
Yes.
So we'll see here exactly what unit will be coming first out of this Rex. Probably going to be seeing that tech lab.
Yeah,
or not immediately. Yeah.
If he makes a Marine there, I'm just going to be poking my eyes out. But luckily, I don't have to do that, JP. Yeah. I need glasses like you to protect me from myself.
Hey, man.
You poking? I just have fingerprints on my glasses.
Yeah. Why do you think mine always have fingerprints on them, man?
Because I'm always trying to poke your eyes out?
Exactly. This is terrible.
You'd be a terrible stooge, JP. All right, so Marauder in production. He's going to start that concussive shell very soon here. Notice that the SCV, he turns around and makes sure it comes in from the right angle to try to scout.
Yeah, that is some very high-level stuff, to be honest. I mean, most players would never even look at the path that the SCV is coming in on. But here at Codex Caliber play, really, that's what you look out for is the super little things. You can really tell almost exactly what your opponent's up to.
Well, when the second Marauder pops out, he will start his harassment. 1 Marauder, not so scary. 2, much more so. And in fact, oh my god, we have a reactor going up for Ganzi right now. So that's going to be a little bit hard. He's making Hellions. Hellions are not good against Marauders at all. So this is going to be Very effective by MKP as long as he micros very well.
Yeah, the big thing here is, like you said, the microing. We'll see. He does have a concussive self-finish. There are the SCVs trying to be pulled.
Yeah,
the big thing is that Marineking cannot get surrounded. But they're he clicked on a Marine. He clicked on the mineral patch.
He almost has it. And
oh, the third Marauder popping out there.
Ganzi.
He does get one.
Ganzi dealing with this so well so far, JP. SCVs are great against Marauders, and look at that, Ganzi surrounding another, and MKP's rush not being effective in the way he wanted it to. That was a beautiful counter by Ganzi. I got some nerd chills from that one.
And he's even going to let this Marauder finish it. It's going to be on the other end. He's trying to kill as many SCVs as possible here to really make sure he can get his money worth out of this, because that was just so much invested. 400 minerals actually, plus that Rax there, plus the tech lab and the gas for all the Marauders. So that was a pretty, I would almost say that's even right now after the SCVs he just killed.
Yeah, you know, he did kill those SCVs, which is always nice, but this will be pretty much cleaned up. I mean, Marineking still being as annoying as he possibly can with it. But we have a decent SCV lead, 23-16. Ganzi is going to have to take care of that immediately. And let's not forget, his tech is much better at this point. He's actually making a medevac.
Right.
Whereas Marineking, not done his factor yet.
Yeah. He did add on a second gas, though, pretty early. Does have a surplus of minerals. He's going to throw up a bunker, a little bit fearful of what Ganzi may do. Another Marauder actually coming out here. Marineking just being the Marauder king in this match. His control is doing so well, man.
I guess he is.
I mean, his control, I guess just bio control in general.
Yeah.
Here's another one. He's getting so much out of these Marauders, denying the Hellions.
Look at this. Oh, not really. That Marauder actually not ended up killing anything, but...
Uh-oh.
Ooh, here we go. We're going to have a little drop coming up. Also, a Banshee being made by Ganzi right now.
Oh, I love that.
MKP says no expansion for you.
And he's also kind of telling his opponent that if you actually do want to expand, you're going to have to send some of those forces back home. But here is Ganzi going for that drop. Marineking is ready, though, with only 5 Marines here. A couple of those units will land. If he can get the Hellions down on the low ground, he could try to chip away at the HP.
Oh, yeah, that is actually quite a good way to do it. Use those Hellions already unloaded to chip away, but it seems like Marineking actually has too much for Ganzi to truly do damage here, so a smart move for him to back up for now. Yeah,
and he's even making a Marine out of this Rax. Probably won't let it finish, though, as that Rax should be burning here pretty soon. You know, is it worth it for him to just sacrifice the rest of this 500, 600 HP?
You know, I think it is, because that's going to go down anyways. Just leave it there, whatever. It's no way that Rax is actually going to survive, and he's getting a lot of intel. He's seeing exactly what units are still popping out, if they have any upgrades, and all sorts of stuff like that. Now, in the meantime, we do have Cloak on the way for Marineking. It looks like he just wants to go one base this game, but his opponent's Banshee is about to enter his base up at Marineking's base, right there. And we'll see how much damage he can actually do. But I wonder if Ganzi will actually be ready for a Cloaked Banshee out of Marineking. That's not what you expect as a follow-up to the Marauder proxy barracks.
And, you know, a lot of his resources are really going into these medevacs, at least the gas. He's already pushed across the map. And, uh-oh. Is he... Oh!
Wow!
Oh, he loses it. Ganzi, that is actually so huge. He's in a great position at this match. He cancels Cloak, though. He did cancel Cloak.
Well, that's what happens when the hyenas kill the lion, JP. The lion cancels Cloak.
The lion can't wear those cloaks if you get attacked by hyenas, apparently.
No, man, you become a cloak.
Wouldn't, you know, I know your name's Analogy and everything, but wouldn't the hyenas be the one to cancel Cloak? Because they're scavengers, so they're trying to save everything they can?
JP, I don't know.
I'm breaking your analogy.
I don't know why you're messing with this analogy. What's your name? It's JP McDaniels.
It is actually just JP McDaniel, but I'll let you get away with that, Dan. I don't know why you stick an S on my name every time.
Because you don't like it.
It's some sick, twisted joke that you do to me, but it's okay. It's okay.
Well, look at this. We do have Ganzi pushing for a little bit. Is his siege tank too close? It is too close, and the Marines get to target it down with his siege tank as well. And he does have that bunker, so it's going to be hard for those Marines to actually walk up the ramp, and his siege tank's doing a great deal of damage. Marineking fighting this off very well right now.
Yeah, there are these 2 remaining tanks here. Marines on both the low and high ground. He's denied this command center, and he's going into siege mode, and that is going to be kind of the last stand here for Marineking. Is Ganzi is not going to be able to move in whatsoever at the moment. He might have to wait for another siege tank and maybe even some Vikings if he was to continue that.
Yeah, good thing for Marineking that he got to finish up that command center as well. You know, if he had to cancel that, that's so painful. He's kind of all in on one base at that point, and all game long it's kind of been like they're both all in. But at this point, it's probably just going to transition into a longer game because they both have siege tanks. And in these numbers, I mean, siege tanks can't really attack each other.
Right. Here is a drop about to occur for Ganzi. We see Vikings coming out for the complexity player as well. And Marineking is a little bit out of place here, but he does not have stim, so it's not going to be able to kill that many SCVs that quickly. Marineking's going to fall back and be able to deal with this pretty easily.
Well, still some SCVs going down.
Marineking trying his best to focus them all on one mineral field, but he's still losing a lot of SCVs in the process.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy there by Marineking. In fact, oh, look at that. Ganzi takes the lead as far as SCVs killed, and that's going to give us a grand total of 34 SCVs for Ganzi and 29 for Marineking. So really great job there by Ganzi.
And now Marineking is actually the one to get his expansion up before his opponent. And he probably will not be moving out here. There are some Vikings up on the high ground. Might just be loading those in. Oh, but that is not good whatsoever. Oh, he loses one of those tanks.
Great position by Ganzi. And in fact saves all his Vikings as well. I'm really liking his position this game.
So with that, you can actually see Ganzi kind of moving forward a little bit. MKP is not in siege mode whatsoever. But he's got to be careful here as those siege tanks of Marineking will just deal way too much damage. Oh, Ganzi's slipping up a little bit, losing every single one of his Marines there at the forefront of his attack. And now MKP can't really move anywhere, so he might just fall back some.
You know, there's no reason for either player to truly attack each other right now, but it really seems like that's what Ganzi does want to do, and looks like he's going to go for a little drop into the main base. And that's going to be very annoying. Oh my, and he's actually trying to drop Marines on top of those siege tanks, moving forward at the same time.
Oh wow.
Will Ganzi actually be able to crush this? He's going to drop his Vikings on a very good move. And in fact, it looks like, yeah, he will end up killing all the siege tanks, but pretty big losses for himself as well.
Yeah, a very even trade there, but Ganzi could still move up, you know, up to the top of this ramp. That'll put him positionally in such a great area compared to his component where he actually... Where is his tanks? They are nowhere to be found. We actually had a drop happen in the main that pulled back the remaining forces. Now he's taking damage too. This is one of those moments where it's actually outside of the siege tank range, but it's still hit it. It's barely there, like right there on the corner.
This
I guess
happens.
that counts.
Siege tanks just don't care, man.
Yeah.
And here we go. Marineking sending all of his SCVs and Marines. We're going to have to see the targeting of Ganzi. Marineking should clean this up, but how cost efficient can Ganzi be here? Let's take a look at SCVs killed. 24 killed by Ganzi right now, and that's going to leave Marineking way hurting. 27 SCVs to 45.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, you can already see the benefits. The upgrades are coming in here back at home for Ganzi, and we should be adding actually on some more unit producing structures in just a minute. Meanwhile, though, there's once again another attack here, kind of the last stronghold in the middle of the map for Ganzi. It was taken out there by Marineking, and now I would think that Marineking's going to have to try something a little bit aggressive here, whether it's going to be drops, whether it's going to be a slow, methodical push across the map, or really what it is, but he knows that he's behind and really has to put the pressure on his opponent, or he's just going to get so far ahead.
Yeah, it's completely true. I mean, the supply difference isn't so huge that it can't be done, but the economy of Ganzi very good, and as long as he can secure a third relatively soon to utilize that extra SCV supply, which he has, then it's just going to look completely up for him from there. So we do see he's going to go ahead and just continue making siege tanks. That's really the unit that has made him so successful so far this game, as well as a lot of medevacs and Vikings while he gets that that reactor on the starport.
I love the fact that Ganzi is doing these small little drops, kind of keeping his opponent somewhat at bay. He does have to split off a handful of Marines. But now Marineking is going to be going across the map with 4 tanks, it looks like. We see Ganzi only on 2 at the moment, but he is starting to pull ahead a little bit supply-wise. He does have, still hasn't added on any more structures, but he is going to be getting a lot of upgrades down here.
Ah, yes, he is. And one thing I do want to point out, though, is that Marineking has +1 in stim. And those are two upgrades that his opponent does not have for the time being. +1's going to finish pretty soon, but if he wants to try to kill him early on, this is going to be the time because he has Stim.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at this. The Siege Tank's trying to stop the other Marines from actually being able to come up, but taking a lot of damage on his own units here. And it looks like Ganzi will be able to hold this off.
The Siege Tank's actually unsieged, and he will be able to push forward there. The SCVs dealing as much damage as they can. But, you know, that was a smart decision from Marineking. He just took a little bit too damage on those Marines as they clumped up right here around the corner from the Siege Tanks over here, and it allowed him to really just lose so much. But at the same time, he got a drop over here in the main, and that actually eliminated a lot of SCVs for Ganzi.
Yeah, look at that. We have 37 SCVs killed of Marine Kings and 24 of Ganji's killed. And that's going to leave us at a grand total of 26 against 34 with Ganji in the lead there. So the game a little bit closer after all said and done on those little attacks. But the army, much better for Ganji.
Right, yeah. And, I mean, you can even see he's pushing across the map because he almost knows it with how many tanks he killed in that last attack. But, you know, this is a little bit different of a game than I thought I would see between these two players, especially with how it opened up.
Yeah, seriously, it's kind of weird, kind of awesome though that Ganji is being able to fight this well against Marineking this game after such a pummeling last game.
Yeah.
In fact, do you know what Ganji means in Korean?
I do not.
I thought you told me earlier you spoke fluent Korean. What's the deal?
I don't know, man.
You lied to impress me, JP. That's weak, dude.
It's only happens I turn into a superhuman after I drink
hold on.
some. Here we go, Artosis. We got Marineking and Ganzi colliding
Look
once
at that.
again, but the Siege Tanks,
they all volleyed on one Marine that Marineking threw forward. That was actually beautifully done.
Yeah, yeah.
But Ganji with a very powerful move here, a drop going into the main base.
And
this is going to be painful. That's a bad unload zone right there.
Yeah.
It's like unloading him on a bed of nails. But he is going to go ahead and use his own medevacs to unload up there and actually try to clean this up. And it looks like he will have enough to do so. But in this time, he could kill the Siege Tanks of his opponent because those are all alone.
I think that's what he's going to do, using the Siege Tanks of his own to move forward and take the brunt of that damage. And he does indeed do so. The drop was cleaned up, but his main base economically is just in complete shambles. As we look at the supply, Ganzi still in the lead, and 38 to 27 SCVs. Marineking has just not been able to really do anything against Ganzi after that initial loss, and he's pulling all of his SCVs here, Artosis.
Oh, this is going to be dirty. There's a lot of Siege Tanks, and they're stifled extremely well here. Marines and SCVs running up, but so many are going down, and GG.
Wow.
Wow.
Right. So we got ourselves a series here going into game 3.
I guess we do, JP. And by the way, Ganji means awesome.
Does it really?
Yes.
Well, I'm not. I was going to say that was very Ganji play, but I'm just not even going to take credit for that.
Oh, you go right ahead.
No, I
Say
can't.
it.
It's too bad.
Say it.
I'm sorry.
Say it.
I'm sorry, analogy. I will not do that.
Oh, okay.
I will not do
All right, JP McDaniels. So, all right. So 1-1. And this has to be a little bit surprising to Marineking. He's been crushing so far. You know, he did really well against Parting, taking him out 2-1.
Is that the only match that he
I believe that's the only match he's played so far.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay, so, and Ganji is just down. He lost 1-2 to Huck. So, I mean, these are pretty reasonable results for both players so far. And Ganji's going to be happy, even if he loses 1-2 again here.
Yeah, yeah.
Taking a game off of Huck and MKP, I mean, that's no small feat.
Yeah. And I mean, emphasis on Marineking, to be honest. He is, right now, he's just on fire. Every tournament he enters, he is always a force to be reckoned with, especially here at MLG, where it seems to be, he's just so comfortable.
It's his tournament, man.
He's so comfortable playing at these tournaments. And he even actually said that in the interview we had with him earlier, where he loves coming to the MLG events because he loves the fans. He feels like he can really play his game and calm his nerves at these events.
Yeah. You know, I think that you're his lucky charm, in fact, because you're something that has in common. So, you know, one thing I would love to see, the best finals for me, JP, might be Huck Marineking. Imagine that for a minute.
Well,
one of them would win the third. Well, it wasn't the finals. But
that would be the first, third. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're the only two players with 2 MLG championships.
That's right.
So see them possibly in a finals would be quite nice. And Huck's off to a good start, right?
Yeah, yeah. He did beat Ganzi in his first match of the day.
Is that all he's played, or?
Yeah, yeah. Right now he is on break, but he's going to be going up on main stage right after this against Dong Rei Gu. So
sick.
That is going to be a sick match. Grubby's going to be casting that with Rob, with Sheth, and Tasteless on the analysis desk. So I actually get a break, so I know what I'm watching next.
I think I have that break as well.
You want to be break buddies?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm excited. I'm excited. Right here on this stream will be MC versus Hart, where Wheaton and Axlov will be going up against it. So
MC Hart, actually, I like that match. That's actually a fun match to watch.
Oh, did you cast MC Dongragu?
Yes.
Who won?
MC won.
Really?
Yes.
2-0 or 2-1? Obviously.
No, he
3-0'd.
He 3-0'd.
Wow.
And like it was impressive. Like MC took 3 bases against DRG on Daybreak. And if you watch DRG a lot, then you know that if you try to take 3 bases, he kills you.
Yeah,
he just
roach.
kills you.
Yeah.
But MC was like, no, I'm not going to die. And DRG's like, yeah, you are. And he was like killing Nexuses.
Yeah.
And MC's like, no, really. I used to die, but I'm just not into it today. And DRG just had no comeback.
That's so awesome to hear that MC is kind of... Well, I didn't see the rest of the games, but if he's going for a third, it means he's not two-basing.
Oh, no, and the thing is, I'm like, MC probably going to two-base.
Yeah.
But he kept on taking thirds and stuff. He played immaculate PVZs. He's really on fire so far. With that knowledge, I would not be surprised. You know, I had him in my top 4, but I might bump him up to top 3 now. I think that's fair. I think MC is definitely someone who could take the tournament. Actually, no one's talking about him because everyone else is so much on fire right now, but MC never really goes away.
Yeah,
he had a little away period like a year ago, and that was it.
What event was it where he won, and then I think it was like, actually he got off his plane in Korea, went to Code S, and then won that.
Yeah.
And then went home and like slept for some 20 hours or some crazy, I think that was last season.
He does that. He does that.
That is, that's incredibly hard to do.
And to think he wasn't even supposed to be here.
Right.
He took Nanowal's spot because Nanowal decided to go to DreamHack.
That would be incredible if he actually takes the tournament.
I know, right? We've seen storylines like that before where replacements come in and just win. I think it's, everyone else is thinking the entire time, maybe a little bit more stressed out about the tournament. They're like, hey, do you want this spot? He's like, you know what? I love to win money.
Yeah.
I love to win money, and so there he goes.
And it's actually pretty funny that Marineking, MC, and Parting, I guess, are really close because last night and also earlier in the day they've been hanging